What's going on, guys? We are back. Some more NBA 2K.
Yo, I'm about to show everyone what's up. All right, just give me the ball, cause it's time to win.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like he is ready to go today. We'll see.
It's time to win, man.
Everyone's in their seats here at the Oracle Arena.
Yep, I am on Klay Thompson. Okay.
Look to grab a win in front of the home crowd here. A quick check now at the starting lineups for both. What do you think we'll see from him?
Well, offensively, he needs much less space to operate than most players. It's amazing how well he can get his shot off, even with somebody right in his face.
You know, even the tightest defensive pressure doesn't seem to faze him in the least. I mean, you can attribute it to his concentration, where he has incredible focus, or you could just say he's one of those gifted scorers.
A quick trip here for the Kings, just one game away before heading back to Sacramento. This is a hot team. They currently hold the best record in the entire NBA.
Well, I think for Sacramento, they've been the story of the regular season in my mind, smashing expectations and really taking the league by storm.
Yeah, they've been impressive, no doubt about it.
No Steph Curry.
The league's best as we approach the postseason.
Here's Iguodala after the made shot from Bell.
And Iguodala from downtown.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
This game for the Kings, they picked up the W against Los Angeles.
You know, so often in the NBA we talk about how you have to earn your points the hard way, but it didn't seem like that was the case. Everything came pretty easy.
Too many of their points came the easy way, Steve. You're right. On dunks and layups against a defense that didn't really put up much resistance.
The Kings shooting their first free throws of this game.
You know, with the troubles he's had butting heads with coaches and others, you might wonder why the team keeps putting up with Cousins' antics. Well, I'll tell you why. The greater your talent, the longer your rope. Because this kid does have talent.
On defense, the Warriors. It's a three-point game. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
It was not a very inspired performance for them, particularly defensively. I thought they gave the hostile crowd a lot to cheer about, frankly.
Yeah,
Klay Thompson
a lot of free runs to the hoop,
for
a
two.
lot of open jumpers, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was right through the roof, and you can't win when that's the case.
And Clark, you mentioned Cousins' problems. There were some rumblings last season that the Kings might look to trade him, Steve, and I think there would be some teams that would say, you know what, this is a quality guy that maybe needs a new environment.
I think teams would be very interested in him. The question is, how much would they be willing to give up? Because it is a bit of a risk, not knowing exactly what you're getting. But Cousins, an intriguing talent. There's no doubt about that.
Thompson, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Thompson's got 6 points. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Mark Jackson gave me a couple of moments. He told me he's wary about how
and
to
DeMarcus
hold
Cousins
DeMarcus
for two.
He said he's a beast in there, no doubt about it. Size, length, strength, and a ton of skill. Talent is really off the charts with him. And guys, he knows it won't be easy to muscle Cousins away from the rim, but he said that's what they've got to find a way to do. It won't be easy.
Thanks, Doris. Here's Thompson, following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. That's good.
The delivery in the lane just perfectly done.
The Kings trail by 5. Thomas passes to Bell. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. The Warriors have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Douglas with it. He's picked up by Landry. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Now here is Kirilenko. Right now averaging 5 points a game. Shot clock at 6. Here's Bell. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Douglas. Warriors leading by 5. On the wing, Iguodala. And it's off from
Iggy can't shoot.
The Kings have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Bell against Douglas. From 13. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Bogut's got 4 rebounds now tonight. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Kings. That one was played in Sacramento.
I didn't like the defensive game plan they had going into that one. It just seemed out of whack. The matchups were wrong, and they didn't bring the energy necessary either.
You know, it was befuddling to me why they stuck with that, Steve. I mean, they dug themselves a hole, and then they didn't make the changes they should have to get out of it. Didn't make any good adjustments there.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Landry gets the bucket.
Landry.
Well, I like the way he orchestrated in tight that time, fellas.
For 2.
Golden State's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Douglas with it. Now Thomas defending. Bogut with the screen on Cousins. Jumper off the screen. Kept alive. Iguodala kicks to Douglas, and it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here.
Warriors
Here we can
ball.
see, Kevin, where the Warriors rank in the NBA right now. 2nd in three-point field goal percentage. 3rd in scoring. And they're ranked 3rd in the league in steals. Active hands and quick feet.
And Clark, you know I love the long ball. The way they've been shooting that three-point line is really fun to watch. I mean, they're spreading the floor, they're sharing the ball, and they're moving the ball inside and out. You get that inside-out game going, and it's much easier to get open looks from the three-point line.
And he gets it to go.
Boy, it was an impressive turnaround for Mark Jackson and the Warriors last season. I mean, his promise of making the playoffs didn't come together in his first season at the controls, but in year 2, they got it done. And I tell you what, most thought Mark would be a really outstanding coach, and he's well on his way.
Go around the screen, and that's good.
Making that a reality.
Warriors leading by 7. Dishes it to O'Neal. Outside Thomas. Here's Landry. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. And for Mark Jackson, there have been some questions. He had never spent time as a coach, even as an assistant. And he just finished signing an extension through the 2014-15 season. I guess the question was, Steve, would he be able to take over the reins as a head coach?
Well, the biggest thing you want to do as an NBA coach is have your players buy into what you're selling. And Mark Jackson's been able to do that. His players believe in him. He motivates them. They like playing for him. And that's most of the battle right there.
Jason Thompson is checked in for the Kings. Patterson comes in for Carl Landry. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
During that break, Coach Mike Malone had some words for his team. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through big dogs. Coach putting the pressure squarely on his shoulders by asking him to be the key man in the offense. It's not something they ask of him every game, but when they do, he can usually handle it. Kevin, we'll see how that strategy pans out as this game develops.
Thank you, Doris. Here's Patterson. Pass to Bell. Clock at 6. Into Jason Thompson. Stolen by O'Neal.
Heads up interior defense there. He was ready for that entry pass.
Their offense already flowing. Some stellar shooting while jumping out to this lead.
Well, high quality shots, and they've been on target with him.
Now, here's Thomas. A 14-point game for him.
We already clinched the
Yeah,
best
guys, his
one.
playmaking was sensational. He saw the floor, making the game so easy for his teammates.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Douglas against Thomas. Douglas dishes to Iguodala.
Shoot.
Douglas kicks to Iguodala. That's good. With
Bang!
Assist. Douglas has done 4 assists in the game.
pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
Yeah, unless they make some rotations and closeouts defensively, there's more to come, Clark.
Thompson with the bucket.
There it is again. A lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, getting the ball into the post should be their first option every time down. Force the defense to adapt and adjust.
Now here's Lee. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Spurs in San Antonio. 5 to shoot. Right side, Lee misses the chippy right there. The Kings trail by 8 for 3. Bell. O'Neal with the rebound.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
Thompson passes to Douglas. Iguodala outside. Puts one up from 19. It's hauled in by the Kings. Bell's got 3 rebounds now in this one. For the 3. And the shot is
Bang.
And now it's only a 5-point Warrior lead.
Man, he has been their unquestioned leader offensively this quarter.
And let's go down to a list of players you can't leave open under any circumstances. This season's most accurate small forwards from the field. Andre Iguodala III.
And that tells you about those players' ability to slash through the defense and get to the hoop effectively. Because you have to be getting a lot of layups to have that kind of shooting percentage.
But you also have to have an excellent outside shot, and all of them do it. Small forward, you have to be reliable from the perimeter as well.
And here is Iguodala after the 3-pointer from Bell. It's Thompson off the drive.
Crap.
And he gets it to go.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Let's take a look at some numbers for Tony Douglas. Averaging 13 points a game.
It was good defense until the end of possession.
Assists and 3 rebounds.
Got a piece of it. On the court right now for the Kings.
In the jam.
Bellinelli is out there with Bell. And it's Kirilenko in at the small forward. Out of this world. Aerial skills for a guy of his size.
Kevin, that's what separates him from some of the other point guards around the league. The ability to rise and throw it down.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that spurs them on. Maybe sparks a little bit of a comeback here. Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game. Now, Klay Thompson making NBA money. I'll tell you what, he learned from his father, Michael Thompson, who played a long time in the NBA. And his dad taught him, hey, you better live on a monthly stipend. You got to save your money, son. So good advice from Pops.
Lee kicks to Iguodala. Lee fires. Gets it to fall from the right block. Lee's got his first basket of the night.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
You know, to go back, there's the cliche of the athlete who doesn't save for retirement. It's got to be a good thing for Klay Thompson to have that restraint, I would think.
What I like, Kevin, the focus for him is on basketball and getting better. No entourage, no shopping sprees. Everything is pretty low-key and close to the vest. I mean, he's a gym rat, wants to be a great player, not interested in glamour and celebrity. He wants the ball.
I like the fact
Yeah,
that he's on
Klay
a
Thompson just
budget.
wants his
You know,
fucking
what
boat.
Steve was talking about is he's got some pretty good genes, pretty good bloodlines, too.
DNA isn't bad at all with Michael being the dad.
Here's Iguodala, and he hits the jump shot. Iguodala's got his 3rd basket of the night. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Douglas against Bell. Inside to Landry. Banked in off the glass. Landry's got 6.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Douglas against Bell. Now the feed to Landry. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession. And a look at the top single-season player efficiency ratings. I love this statistic. Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and we've got some more modern talent representing as well.
Yeah, you're talking the elites of the game when you go down that list. Interesting to see a
Net
new
ball.
school stat kind of juxtaposed with the old school legends, but you know, the rankings obviously make sense if those guys are at the top.
Here's Bell. Pass to Cousins. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, his body control is what I notice. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play, even with the defender draped all over. He's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
And he is also a tireless worker under the glass, Steve. More than a few guys have been on the receiving end of one of his elbows when the rebound is up for grabs. He uses his body very well. And, you know, for the Kings, with the new ownership group, a new coach, a new front office, and a new downtown arena on the horizon, it's exciting times for the Kings fans and a lot of newfound optimism around this team, too.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
Thomas dishes to Cousins. Passes to Bell. Fades and shoots. And that one's good. Bell's got 15.
Trying to get both feet behind the
Kings, a
lines.
team that experienced a period of great success in the 90s, back the late 90s and early this century. But they had undergone a 7-year playoff drought, and Steve, times had gotten pretty dire.
Well, there's a lot of change in the air in Sacramento this season with new ownership, new management, new coaching, and some young talent with Ben McLemore. So I think there's hope going forward for the Sacramento Kings.
The pass to Bellinelli. Bell with it. Now guarded by Douglas. And there it is again. Nice
Yeah,
make here from Bell. Bell's got 6 in the quarter.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
Thompson inside the line. And it's Thompson again missing.
You know, he's so confident, sometimes to a fault. And
Damn.
that showed right there. That's a bad shot.
Exactly. I mean, that's self-inflicted damage right there. There are a lot better options than what he took.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the board.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
And checking out some numbers for Isaiah Thomas, how his last 10 games have gone. First in three-point field goal percentage. And he's been such a good offensive player. His patience, his efficiency, he's ranked in the top 10 in field goal percentage.
Well, Steve, I mean, I've got to say one more thing about his league best three-point percentage. It kind of reminds me of you, partner. Not rushing shots, doing the same thing every time, and not settling for bad ones, only taking good shots and then making the most of them.
And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line. It's been a solid outing for Thompson. He's got 13 points, and he's also got 1 block to add to the mix today.
Yeah, it's just a small part of what's been a solid overall contribution by him defensively.
He has such terrific form and consistency on his free throw. Beautiful to watch.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Thanks, Kevin. Big Dog in their last matchup against the Lakers was just a man on a mission. He finished with 69 points, as he usually does, really knocking down shots from beyond the arc. Truly impressive numbers from him in a stellar performance. What a special night.
All right, Doris, thank you.
Try to catch your three. That will go.
Clark. He was at his absolute best in this game.
Yeah, and the only thing about having a game like that, Kevin, is that it's almost impossible to duplicate it here tonight.
Well, nobody's expecting that, Clark, and they don't need him to do that. If he's even half as good as he was that night, it should be enough.
Thomas passes to Bell. Got loose. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Iguodala's running, and they get it back. Thompson with the bucket. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stakes for the Warriors?
Well, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers, turning them over.
You know, they've also shown some real tenacity here early on tonight. And it's paid off with a lot of second chance points.
Douglas with it. Now defended by Bell. Douglas kicks to Iguodala. To the left wing. 6 on the shot clock. Thompson outside. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Western Conference standings. Take a look at the Kings. They are the favorite right now to lock up the #1 seed come playoff time. Sitting in first place right now and not looking like they, are going to be slowing down at all. And, of course, the Golden State Warriors. Not really any threat right now as their record showing a lot more losses.
For the Kings, they've continued their breakout season. I mean, they've showed tremendous promise thus far, and I'm looking for big things from this team.
Yeah, Clark, as the postseason approaches, there's plenty of optimism.
For two.
The playoffs are a whole different animal. We'll see if they can continue that momentum.
Golden State's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Iguodala dishes to Azili. Thompson with it, now guarded by Bell. Azili kicks to Iguodala. Just 5 to shoot. Golden State needs to get off a shot. And O'Neal gets it to go.
You threaten the defense inside and then find the open man on the outside. Good offense. Well, Iguodala moved on from the 76ers to the Nuggets last year. Now signs a free agent contract with the Warriors. It looks to be a really good fit. I mean, all that shooting around him, just with the way he can run and defend, should allow Iguodala to be the playmaker that really is his natural game.
Some nice passing by Golden State. On the wing, Iguodala. It's hauled in by the Kings.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
And Steve, you mentioned how tough Iguodala is in transition. Great ball handler for his size, and Clark, I know you love his athleticism.
Yeah, he's really a point forward offensively, but he can finish big, and he's always putting pressure on the defense when he's in attack mode. A good ball handler and passer. His outside shooting is up and down, but I'd love to have him on my squad.
The Kings trailing. Bellinelli passes to Thomas. Three-pointer, Bell, no good.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
And Iguodala with the basket, the assist by O'Neal.
Defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a mismatch in terms of height.
The Kings trail by 3. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Bell against Thompson. Bell, 21 points for Big Dog.
And fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already a very good performance in period number 1.
Douglas against Thomas. Douglas off the pick from Azili. Lets it fly from 18. That one wide left.
And that's a shot he had to take.
For sure, it was a good decision, just poor execution.
It's Bell on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. And he gets it to go. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
This could be a back and forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
Iguodala dishes to Douglas. Thompson rejected by Bell.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Excellent D there from Azili. Off his leg. And it's being called a kickball. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Kings.
Man.
And the first half ends in a close one. Warriors ahead. They lead by 1. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. I'm here with David Lee. And David...
And now, brought to you by Sprint. Thanks for being with us here on 2K Sports every day. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
A few of the Bay Bridge spanning from San Francisco over to the East Bay and Oakland.
Take a look at what Big Dog's been doing. 8 rebounds, and he's played the role of the pest today, too. I mean, he's caused a bunch of turnovers.
And those steals are all the evidence you need of just how high his basketball IQ is. He really sees the floor well defensively.
On the wing, Thompson and Iguodala. It's Lee and Bogut inside, and it's Douglas in at the point. And that's the group for
DeMarcus for 2.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Now, tough call there on that illegal screen.
He didn't look set to me, Steve. I thought that was a good call.
The Kings leading. Thomas with the ball. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Puts it up from 12. Bell's shot is good.
And of all the things about him that you like offensively, it's his composure that jumps out at me. The way he never gets rattled. The defense can get in him. He doesn't care. He just continues to do his thing.
And you know, he is an extremely skilled player attacking off the dribble, too. I mean, he's got a great pull-up jumper as well, Steve.
Well, one thing I've always loved about Andre Iguodala is the fact that he's so unselfish. He's really probably best suited to play a point forward role where he's handling the ball quite a bit, either in transition or in the half court at the high post. He can use his size to pass over the top of people.
And you go back to Iguodala, relatively judicious with his shot selection in Denver. Some have wanted him to even be more aggressive offensively.
You know, I think that's a bit misguided, Kevin. This is a guy who does everything and does it well. He's a team-first guy. He's got to stay true to who he is. And I think he does a really good job of doing that. He rebounds, he defends, he passes, he provides scoring. You can't just look at his point totals and evaluate his game.
He brings a lot to the
table.
What do you call stat sheet stuffer?
Yes, sir. That's him.
And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Iguodala's got 4 this quarter.
Good job there, Kevin, getting himself a little space on the inside.
Thomas kicks to Bell. No luck. So Golden State will take it the other way. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Shots good by Lee.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
Well, this game has been tough, Clark. I mean, they're getting after it. And I think they're starting to run a little bit low on energy, possibly.
Here's Bell.
Oh, baseline! Oh!
He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Very close to a three-point play right there.
Yeah, that didn't go down, but those are exactly the plays coaches like to see.
It's his first trip to the line.
Well, he's become one of the most dependable free throw shooters around, about 82% on the year.
And you know, with those numbers, he makes the defender hesitate to get too tight on him. I mean, he doesn't want to get whistled for the foul and put this guy on him.
Well, this Warriors ownership group has really energized the franchise. They've been very proactive. They purchased the D-League team from Dakota. Plans to move them to Santa Cruz, about an hour south of Oakland. And in order to accommodate the team's home games, they built a new 3,000-seat arena in a matter of months.
Thomas passes to Bell. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. And that's now 30 points for Big Dog.
Everything working for him out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
Douglas against Thomas. And Cousins comes over to help. 6 to shoot. Back to Thompson. 3-pointer. That's good. Thompson's got 19 points. And the Santa Cruz Warriors, as they've been renamed, have been a hit. You know, Clark leading the D-League in revenue, making the D-League finals last season.
And you know, with all of the D-League games now broadcast on YouTube, the exposure for players in the D-League is better than ever. And for the Warriors to have their D-League affiliate so close by gives them a much better opportunity to develop their young talent.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Mike Malone as he addressed his team. He doesn't want them settling for outside shots anymore. He wants their points to come at the rim. Look for them to really start attacking that basket. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
I like the call. I thought the defense was moving there.
Yeah, I think he slid underneath. Good blocking call that trip.
Thompson against Bell. 6 on the shot clock. Cousins.
Did this someone cook the rim?
And again, it goes in for him. Good shot from Bell. Bell's got 11 in the second half. Now a timeout called by Golden State.
You know, it's funny. You look at the Golden State Warriors. They've had the third best home court advantage in the league over the last decade or so. Only the Rocky Mountain teams, Denver and Utah, were better. At Oracle, it's not the altitude, it's the crowd. One of the best in all of the NBA.
And it's Lee penetrating.
Yeah.
Bogut kicks to Lee. Trying to find Thompson. He gets it to him. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Klay Thompson for 2.
Thompson's got 21.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
And Clark, as you were saying about the Warriors, they really feed off this home crowd. Steve, you said maybe the best in the NBA.
I think so, just in terms of the support they get, regardless of their success. You think back over the last 16, 17 years, the Warriors have only been in the playoffs twice, and yet the fans are there every single night going nuts. So now that they're a good team, I think this fan base is really going to come alive.
Shoots from the block. Here's Bogut. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket.
They have got to put a body on it, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
Bell against Thompson. Cousins with a screen on Thompson. And he gets it again. Shot good from Bell. Bell's got 13 points now in the quarter.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this high.
Douglas, the pass to Thompson.
Oh my God.
On the wing, Iguodala.
Goof.
Back to Thompson. Beyond the arc. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. Thompson's got 24 points. For Sacramento, they've gone 8 of 10 shooting here in the second half. Very strong. Thomas kicks to Cousins. That's good. And the Kings lead by 3.
Big Cuz.
He's really come through, and that's not something they should get away from.
To the inside, here's Thompson. Takes it off the glass. Thompson's got 10 points here in the second half. Sacramento's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Thomas dishes the Bell. That's good. Bell's got 38 points.
He's been working some magic out there today, guys. This lead has been largely his making.
Now here's Douglas. He's got 8. There's the dish to Iguodala. That's good. Iguodala's got 16 points.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on the clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything, but moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
Again, Sacramento.
This guy's putting on a clinic out there. Everything is sound and sharp and crisp. He's really the centerpiece of their offense.
Douglas kicks to Lee. Lee sets a screen for Iguodala. Douglas for 3. And it's Kirilenko with the rebound. Kirilenko's got 4 rebounds in this game. And here's Bell from the arc, and that is good. Bell's got 43 points.
Little sugar behind the line.
Second three-pointer of the half and his 3rd overall.
Thomas against Douglas. Here's Thompson. That's it, coming off a nice assist from Douglas. Douglas has got assist number 8 now on the night. Sacramento leading by 4. Bell with a screen on Douglas. Thomas goes in. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. And we take a moment to check out the all-time seasons and scoring average. Lo and behold, the great Wilt Chamberlain, the former Kansas Jayhawk, featuring certainly prominently here.
No surprise there, Kevin. I mean, he averaged 50 points for a season. Think about that. Of course, it was a different era for the NBA. There were 20 or 30 more field goal attempts per game than we see now. Much faster game, much looser defense, but still, 50 a game. Think about that.
Bell's shot is good.
This guy knows how to get it done. He knows what he's doing out there. Nice job from the three-point line.
I did not expect him to be that wide open.
Here's O'Neal. Here's Spates. And another shot, and it's good on the way up. Spates has got
Yeah, this
6.
team's too little.
Sacramento's gone 4
The current guys we have out there now,
since the start of the
it's
second
way
half.
too low.
Outside Kirilenko fires it up. And too long on the shot.
And you know why he was open there. They didn't commit too much defense to him, and you can see why. He has trouble making that shot.
And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. And let's step aside for a minute to look at some of the point guards who have been doing a whole lot more than passing lately. They're the top scorers at that position over the last 10 games. You take a look at Bell, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player.
And you just can't say enough about the value of a player like him who can attack a defense in so many different ways from the point.
Yeah, you know, you're right. For him to be providing the individual scoring he has, as well as keeping all his teammates so involved in the offense, that's a hard job, and it's an ideal combination for a point guard.
Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Boom.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
Bazemore passes to Barnes. Puts up a three. And with that shot, the Kings lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Bazemore. Here is Bell. Non-stop scoring machine here. Inside, Clark. No good. O'Neal with the defensive effort.
They've been strong on the boards. There's no disputing that.
That's what the box score says. Still anybody's game, though.
Rejected by Clark. Bell against O'Neal. And Bell kicks to Clark. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
And a moment to check out Klay Thompson here. You see some nice numbers from him over his past month. He's putting up about 20 points.
Sacramento with the ball. They lead by 1. He kicks to Landry. Using his post move to get the 2 points. Landry's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Here's Thompson. Can't get it to go.
In and out.
It's the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here.
Yeah, this is gonna be yesterday for the playoffs. So.
Tune in next Sunday, April.
And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Really excellent feed here, and I know we're used to seeing this guy score, but he is no slouch at creating passes and opportunities for his teammates, and he showcases that skill right here on that replay.
On the floor for Sacramento, Landry and Cousins patrol the paint. Bell is out there with Isaiah Thomas, and it's Kirilenko in at the 3 slot. And Sacramento has possession. It's a 3-point game. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. And here's a look at what's coming up for the Golden State Warriors. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand.
No doubt the Denver fans want to see the Nuggets take that game.
First one falls for them.
Well, the business of the NBA in pretty good stead. The Kings sold back in May for a record price of $525 million, and the Seattle group had offered even more. Team value certainly on the rise around the league. Better arenas, more lucrative TV contract. Part of the reason that's the case.
And back to the bidding war for the Kings with the great offer from the Seattle group. Steve, do you think there's a chance the league could expand to Seattle?
I think so, especially with that tremendous offer that the Seattle group put forward. And now the new CBA, it's made it much more favorable for the owners. I think in the next few years, we will see at least one expansion team, maybe 2.
Landry, a screen on Douglas. And Bell kicks to Landry. It's stolen by Bogut. Tipped away. Douglas against Bell. Here's Douglas. Just 5 on the clock. Douglas off the pick from Lee. That 3 off the mark. Sacramento leading by 4. And the layup's good off the glass. Bell's got 52 points.
That was the third straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical, be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
Thompson with the bucket.
Boy, he's making it look really easy right now. I expect him to continue to run the offense smooth until the defense makes him change plans.
Cousins with a screen on Douglas. And there it is again from him. Shot good from Bell. Bell's got
Bang.
54 points.
Shaky defense down low again. It's been a mismatch in the paint.
I'm sure they didn't go into this one expecting to get battered like they have inside. Defense better watch out. They better be alert because this guy can make threes, as we saw in the first half.
Feeds to Cousins. Thomas against Thompson. Thomas, no good. Warriors trail by 6. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Iguodala dishes to Bogut. Out to Thompson. Shoots the 3, and he gets it to go. Thompson's got 37.
Well, he's got that quick trigger, very quick trigger on a shot, and doesn't hesitate to pull up as soon as he gets his hands on the ball. He's a very aggressive player.
Well, defensive pressure is always going to be at its weakest in that instant when the pass gets there. So having a good feel for the catch and shoot serves him well.
Count it and one.
Second half, I mean, he came out of that locker room ready to play.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Sacramento.
From mid-range, it's been a very nice game for them. I mean, they've been finding the bottom of the net a lot.
The other thing that's been huge for them is their points in the paint. They're getting the ball inside and converting on a regular basis.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thank you, Kevin. Mark Jackson had some words for his team over that break. He actually lit into them pretty heavily, saying, "We're being way too soft on the inside. I'd better start to see some toughness and more shots being challenged. No more easy baskets." Pretty strong words, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. Douglas against Bell. A 3-ball. Another 3 for Golden State.
This is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Bell off the pick from Landry. And Bell kicks to Cousins. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Chance to check out the Sacramento Kings' upcoming schedule. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Warriors trail by 5. Up top, Douglas. Defended by Bell. Tries again. Douglas can't hit. Sacramento's gone past the 3-point line for 13 of their shots. 6 of 13. Cousins fires, and again it's Sacramento converting.
Wow, such a steady hand. He's the one responsible for getting them this late lead.
Can't argue with that at all, Steve. His shooting percentage has been off the charts.
Douglas the pass to Lee. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
Unstoppable offense from both teams. I love the pace this game has been played at.
So does everybody else in the building. This has been a fun one.
And Bell kicks to Cousins. Here's Landry, second chance effort. He takes it up and lays it in.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And it's not necessarily strategic, Clark. It's just a matter of playing with more heart. Got to play hard, guys.
Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession.
It's such a careless pass. You got to keep your head in the game here.
Bell dishes to Cousins. Landry passes to Bell. Back to Landry. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
And you look at Landry, and he does lack the size of most power forwards, but he's excellent in finishing around the goal, and it helps him keep defenders honest with a nice, reliable outside shot, too.
And Carl Landry's such a great knack for scoring around the rim.
He's a tough guy, a genuine tough guy. Gets the ball in the paint, and he'll go up and score with little jump shots or maybe put back shots. Great hands, and really keeps himself in good condition.
You know, next time he has that much space, he should just go straight up with it and leave the fadeaway at home. Park that fadeaway, take the shot that's available.
Bell with it. He's picked up by Lee. Count the bucket coming off.
Landry.
Placed assist. Landry's got the
For
lead
two.
up to 8 now for the Kings. And here are the Warriors now. And here's Douglas. He dishes it to Bogut. Iguodala outside. Here's Lee. And that one comes up a bit short. Kings leading now by 8. Kicks it to Landry. And the call will be against David Lee. McLemore's checked in for Isaiah Thomas. Bell against Douglas. Back to Cousins. He feeds it to Kirilenko. Lock at 6. And Bell kicks to Landry. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Warriors have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Douglas with it, outguarded by Bell. He took good advantage of that screen. Douglas has got 5 in the quarter. Kings have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Well, it seems like he's gotten a little loose with it since halftime. His fingers may be a little slick or slippery. He went from no turnovers in the first half to quite a few here in the second.
Warriors trail by 6. Knocked away. It's stolen by Bell. Dishes it to Kirilenko. Pass to Landry. Here's Bell. The feed to Cousins. Shoots from the elbow. And that one's good. And the Kings lead by 8.
Oh, a fantastic quarter for him here in the fourth. I mean, efficiency personified here.
That's tipped. And the Kings pushing it up now. And that one is stuffed right through.
Well, that's the easiest
In the
opportunity
jam.
defense can get off a steal.
Exactly. No defense for that.
Pass to Bogut. The 10-footer. Rebounded by Bell. Bell's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The first one falls. And so Bell nails both of them.
He's made an effort to get into the defense a lot more by aggressively attacking the basket, and he's not shying away from the contact, which is giving him some free throw opportunity.
Knocks it loose. Kirilenko against Douglas. Thompson outside. That's in, coming off a nice assist from Douglas. Thompson's got 39.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Bell's shot is good.
And their interior defense getting exposed.
Okay, now we can start to kill some time.
How many open looks at the rim are they going to allow?
Douglas against Bell.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother.
Doubled by Lee. Bell dishes to Kirilenko. Back to Bell. Iguodala against Kirilenko. Shot clock at 6. Bell. Good.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Now Douglas passes it to Thompson. The dish now to Douglas. Lee, a screen on Bell. Douglas kicks to Lee. Lets it go from 14. Sacramento grabs the miss. Bell's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. There's the double team with Bogut. Kirilenko the pass to Bell. And the pass to Cousins. Back to Bell. And he does. That's doing some skyscraping.
And we're talking about
In the jam.
there, Kevin. He can really raise up.
Flashy pass, monster dunk, whatever it is. I mean, this guy's got the versatility to do it.
how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Mark Jackson said to his club. It's their lack of points in transition that has him mainly
How many steals do I have? 7, okay.
concerned. They need to be pushing it, he said, creating more opportunities for easy points in the fast break. Another part of what he said to them centered on his desire to see them shooting the ball every opportunity that presents itself. He said, fire away, guys. You've got the green light. Likely the final major changes to their game plan as they try to make a late comeback here in the fourth. Kevin, back to you.
And thanks for that story, Doris. He kicks it to Landry. Blanketed by the D, fights to the rim for the layup.
Boom.
And the Kings lead by 19. And so it's Golden State with it. There's 1:54 left in the fourth. There's David Lee on the assist by Douglas. 8 points for David Lee. Here's McLemore. Bell with it. And there's the call on Tony Douglas. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2.
There's no question the big news for the Sacramento Kings is they're still the Sacramento Kings. After a nail-biting last couple of years, they saw the team flirt with moving to Virginia, Anaheim, Las Vegas, Seattle. Finally, a new ownership group committed to keeping the team in sack.
That's a deep
DeMarcus
3.
Cousins comes up with the rebound. Cousins has got 6 rebounds
Yeah, we're
now
two
in the game.
dribbles, so.
Well, this is going to end in a lopsided victory, obviously. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness and the ability to close. You really have to give it up for the Kings.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
No, they didn't. They found their way inside effectively all game long. Penetration always produces results.
And one thing about this team, they never stop pushing the envelope. Fantastic year already with 65 wins, and tonight making it 66. Very impressive.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Big Dog. He did it all tonight, making an impact with more than his scoring as he racked up a triple-double.
And for all the Kings fans, what a great victory. Former 3-time NBA All-Star and Sacramento native son, Mayor Kevin Johnson, instrumental in securing financing for the new arena, and Steve campaigning with the league's owners to keep the team in Northern California.
I think it surprised everyone, Kevin. Seattle made such a strong bid. I think most people felt the team would end up in Seattle, but Johnson did his job. Sacramento stepped up to the plate, and I think it's great that the Kings get to keep their team, and hopefully Seattle will end up with one in the next couple of years. Well, guys, tonight they came in here and really dictated the terms of the engagement, which is very difficult to do as the visitors.
You're right. That's not usually the way things work in the NBA. It's a great win, and no question, it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here.
A serious game-clinching run. They've taken off here. Impressive.
No backing off. What a surge at the right time.
Now here's Douglas. Here's Iguodala. So it's the Kings winning this one easily. And this one was such a...
Well, DeMarcus, congratulations
Boom.
on the win tonight. We know you're a very intense player, but tonight you certainly...
Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a good one, and bye.